And here we go. Back again for round two. And it has been placed on my heart to hold the same theme for this next video. So, more nourishment. More nourishment coming in. You may catch what seems like a glitch at the beginning of this video, however, it is not a glitch. I learned this trick with my recording device, that if I push start on the recording and then pause it after like 1 second, then the device will not go into sleep mode, to where I have to go through all the steps all over again to get back into the recording. So yeah, that's what that is, just so you know. Still authentic. I have to say rarely edited, and I really don't give a flying fart what people think about it either, because sometimes I like to do these black screen sessions, but then decide I want to put some sparkles and bubbles over the, the black screen. And that's just fine and dandy, and I'm going to continue to do so as well. Just so you know, for future insight. We're going to go into this particular deck at this time because it is my nourishment deck. But I feel that it is necessary to mention, disclaimer alert, nothing that's coming from this deck is a diagnosis. I am not a doctor. Nor is it a prescription, nor is it a prognosis. Just teachable moments, suggestions, recommendations of different ways to offer nourishment. So, here we go. With an open mind and an open heart. From the bottom, we have fresh air. Thank you for helping me breathe easier in all ways. For some of you, you may have connections that feel like a breath of fresh air to you. And it's like they offer you good company without anyone really putting any major thought into it. It's like a loyalty thing. And when you have that form of healthy bond with someone, you just do things without really thinking about it or needing to be asked. But that's not the case with every relationship and every connection, and it doesn't necessarily mean that it's not a healthy connection just because, you're not taking turns reading each other's minds and just, spontaneously fulfilling their needs and wishes. Some of you may literally just need to get some fresh air, leaving a stressful situation behind. Thank you for giving me the courage and willingness to take good care of myself, including surrounding myself with healthy relationships and positive situations. Confirmation of what I was just saying about having people in your lives who are just a breath of fresh air. It's not like you're using them. It's not like you're looshing off of their energy just because they are a reliable, loyal source of that positive feedback loop and social stimuli, which social stimuli is a basic need. All right. What other forms of nourishment coming in for the collective? Thank you for guiding me to the best healthcare professionals for this situation. So for whatever situations you may have incoming or occurring currently, you will be able to make the best decisions possible pertaining to your needs. Whether it's by way of your own research or by way of suggestions and recommendations, second opinions. Asking for healing help, beloveds. Asking for healing, divine intervention, and prayer works. Thank you for hearing and answering my prayer. So it even looks like some answered prayers coming in that offer that nourishing effect. Let me take a little sippy sip of my drink. Yummy. Cranberry. All right. Let's see what else comes out. We have avoiding allergens. This is also giving me like, excuse me, I'm allergic to BS type of. So, yes. Thank you for assisting us in identifying and avoiding allergens that may be toxic to our health and happiness. Help us to only crave healthful foods, beverages, and connections. I just heard. And connections. All right. We're just going to say that's going to be the last few from this deck. Well, maybe one more from the bottom as well. All right, and then we'll set this one off to the side. Doing more research on your situations. Thank you for clearly and gently leading me to the information that I need to know for my well-being. Please give us the courage to be assertive as we take charge of our healthcare needs. Now we're talking about the whole trifecta, beloveds. Physical, mental/emotional, and spiritual. as I sit here and stare at my celery sticks because I don't want to be chewing on camera. Okay, alternative medicine. So, okay, with this card coming out, I feel the need to mention that um, to a degree, there's a lot that I have tolerance for, but there's also some things that I don't have a tolerance for. And when I'm saying alternative medicine, I am not necessarily referring to DRUGSs or other substances, even natural, all natural substances. Now, I might get on the discussion of a little bit of mullein to clear the lungs. Again, disclaimer alert, not a doctor, not a diagnosis, not any of that. Just suggestions and recommendations. And not everything is cut and dry. Not every process or protocol is going to work for everyone. There is no carved in stone cure all. This is why I encourage and recommend God protocol, which at the day means do what is best for you. I might recommend some kind of tincture, but it's not going to be anything involving the type of alternative medicine that's being displayed all over in ads and on social media platforms and stuff like that. That's not what I'm doing here. Um, Something as simple as learning about the benefits of a polar bear plunge, or learning about the benefits of the sauna, and just researching what it truly means to understand and understand and overstand alternative medicine, and think outside the box. But again, this is not me telling you to go fly a kite medicinally. Yes. Whatever is best for you and your well being at the end of the day with that alternative medicine. Thank you for guiding us to the ideal healing treatment modality and for giving us clear signs and messages to validate the best path for our well being. And that's how God protocol comes into play. It's what it's called when specific needs and nourishment being met based on the individual's needs. Like the types of medicine, quote unquote, I may need for something could either be too much or not enough for another, or irrelevant, or even keeping in mind that what works for us could be an allergen for others. To be fair enough, right? Okay. Always, always, always do your own research until you come to the conclusion that best fits you. Unconditional joy. Thank you for helping us appreciate everything that makes us happy right now. Unconditional joy. And divine intervention. This is the mention of divine intervention twice. Thank you for being with us and for helping with our situations. We have faith in divine intervention and fully accept guidance now. Beautiful. All right. What to bring in next in terms of what areas of our lives are getting nourishment, and of course what forms of nourishment will become more prevalent, as again I'm staring at my celery sticks. It's a distraction. I'm just going to have to move them out of sight, and I'm going to do that. I just cleaned and cut up a bunch of celery yesterday into sticks so that I can just grab them right out of the Ziploc and nom 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 nom. Doing like my own style of cleansing between the cranberry and the celery. And there will be other things coming in as well. Yes. Ooh. What to bring in next? Let's see, we already reached for the mystical shaman in the first video. So we may reach for this more towards the end for a bit more of that alternative medicine. If you're allergic to storytelling, otherwise known as oral traditions, then you may also have difficulty figuring out new alternatives in your life in general. Moving along now. Let's see here. We were getting some really good vibes from the secret language of animals. So we're just gonna pop open this box over here. And we have 8 of the, nope, we have 10. 10 of the nourishment cards from the green, or the green deck, regardless of what I call it. So we're going to do 10. Okay, I remember now what inspired this theme, because in the first video, I ring the bell at 10:10 and ring it 10 times. So there is 1, 2. Okay, hold on. I'm going to put them all face down. 1, 2, 4, 5. Excellent. We just need 5 more. Okay. 1, 7, 8. 2 more. 2 more, please. Two more. That was way more than 2. So we're just going to go with the one from the bottom of that stack and then the one I caught with my hand. Yes, keeping our composure over here. Let's talk about it. The caribou. Movement. Movement. Of course, there are other keywords to the energy of this card and this. We're just going to call them power animals in this video. Whatever comes through. The caribou. Yes. Movement is extremely important. Now, obviously, if you still have the capacity to think about it, don't beat yourself up if you are incapacitated where you can't actually move. But if you still have a consciousness, you can kind of move around and rearrange your thoughts, beliefs, so on and so forth. Keep them pushing, keep it moving, like just as mentioned in the first video, like always being more open to new creative expression, new ideas, new beliefs, new. Evolution is not upon us. It's something that just is and has been. A revolution is, because we're re-evolving. So a revolution is a cycle. A cycle. The end of like something majorly significant, but then also with that ending is that brand new, without even skipping a beat, the brand new coming in. New. Becoming more resourceful. So, movement, be it how we process our thoughts or any other experiences, or even what comes through by way of what we believe and perceive to be our clairs, as that seems to be extremely significant at this time. Pushing through it. Pushing through the hard parts. Pushing past tired. And we have right next to that the water card. Okay. So feeling, like really feeling the experiences that you're going through at this time. There's also with this water card an emphasis on expression, creative expression especially. So, confirmation on the awakenings coming through for the collective at 2442. Let's look at the number 2442 as an angel number. Well, you know, before I even go into the definition of the angel number for numerology, if you take a close look at the number 2442, okay, you have the 2 on one end and you have the 2 on the other end, which when you add the bookends of this number together, it creates the number 4. And then we also have the 2 4s in the middle that create that figure 8, which represents abundance. And then when you take the 8 and add the 4, it's 12. Which is a very spiritual number. You see the significance in the number 12 in so many different areas of our lives. Of course, it's definitely a earthly concept, okay? I get that part. But the number 12 is so significant in the way that we function, like even time. Like the clocks that we're so used to using to articulate our movement in life is by the 24-hour cycle, which is 2 sets of 12. Nevertheless, what's standing out more than the rest of it is that if you were to draw the 2 and then the 8 and then the 2, it would almost look like it's taking on the shape of an eye. Creatively. You have to have a creative eye to see it, I suppose. Or maybe just being willing to consider the concept and the possibility of this. And it's like the eye of abundance. And with that, I'm hearing you have an eye for detail, which makes you more resourceful. But also, there's something significant about during this awakening process, seeing the sacred in all things, seeing that natural rhythm, that natural frequency in all things is indisputable. It's indisputable. Harmony and creativity. So, being guided as the collective to use our creative skills to express ourselves and further develop our talents, practices, so to speak, being true to ourselves more than anything. And being true to ourselves offers so much nourishment that it's opening up the airways, so to speak, and the waterways for more careful connections with those who love us. And allowing their nourishing words to play a fair role, not significant, not overwhelming, not dominating role, but some kind of significant role as we navigate these transformational revolutions, these changes. And the reason why I'm choosing the word revolution is because it's creating a revolving door of more of this achievement of balance and harmony. Especially when it comes to matters of the heart. Because water is our emotions and creativity. But in some kind of way, with it being next to the caribou, being more expressive in general, just being more expressive is going to offer some form of nourishment. Wow, this is the second time seeing fire, but the first time it came out in a completely different deck. Let's see. I don't think I have. Yeah, maybe I did. I did shuffle. I shuffled them ethically after closing the last video. So I can't just reach for the card, but yes. Something extremely relevant more than anything else about our passions and creative expression. It says double confirmation on that. It can be very well, may possibly be of benefit. Oh, well, we also have the earth right next to the fire. So we have 3 elements out here on the table. I cannot make this up. Earth, fire, and water. This never happens on this channel. To have this many of the element cards come out of this deck. So, interestingly enough, we're on the topic of nourishment and nurturing, and the earth is an embodiment of that. However, it is a bit more focused on physical modalities. Whatever it is that you do for grounding is highly recommended. And also with that, doing your research card coming out from this deck, you can take it upon yourself to do what is best for you upon your own free will in terms of different ways of grounding, as well as different ways of creative expression. So water and fire both are affiliated with creative expression, because water and fire are, look, this is like the basics, breaking down creation to the bare bones right here, to the basics right here. Fire and water. So it may very well also be time for you to get down to the very basics, getting down to making sure that your most basic needs are being fulfilled and met. And to a degree, you have to be with that caribou. Like, you got to be the solid one here. Like, you have to be the resourceful one. That also came out in video 1 with the sun in reverse coming from this deck, stating that you being of service to others is going to bring that flow of nourishment right back to you. Just by committing wholeheartedly to these acts of service, being sincere, opening up your heart center and expanding on it even more so. And we have the dugong. Trust, grace, mystery, and humor. So yeah, trusting the process, having faith in the unknown, like trusting in the unknown. And that may or may not be of some benefit in remedying or at least reducing the other aspects that came out in these other cards that I refer to as my nourishment cards. Where is it? Yeah, leaving a stressful situation behind. I don't want to overuse the word stress or stressful because we're offering light suggestions over here, not the heavy ones. Okay. We're not over here aiming to insist with an iron fist that you do as we say. I'm not your real dad. Do what is best for you in the long run. And with that, for those of you who have been dealing with others who seem to be pretty heavy on the suggestions, like heavy, like almost trying to force their ideals on you, we're being guided to see the humor in that at this time, okay? And we have the bee, even more about creativity, putting more devotion into your purpose, and introducing and reintroducing some of your most favorite elevating and uplifting forms of creative expression. I cannot emphasize that enough. And it's not even me and my opinion or anything, like it's coming from the cards. Oh my gosh. We have air on the table. Whenever I see this card, even though it's not a sword, it's giving me like the sword of truth and confirmation that I am the truth. I am a truth seeker, a truth bearer, and it is a form of truth, a form of alignment. But with this singular feather, and plus 9 plus 1 is 10, which is reduced to a 1 again. This is that one conscious breath. Of course, the majority of time breathing is involuntary. It's just something that we do until we don't. Setting stronger intentions is also significant. The orange blossom jellyfish, transparency, sensitivity, surrender, and illumination. So in order to know ourselves, to be true to ourselves, and to furthermore be true to others, transparency is key. Transparency is key. Surrendering to that transparency and going with the flow. The jellyfish is also known from the wild unknown. The animal spirits, they're known to just be in the flow. They don't even know they're jellyfish. They just go with the flow. Like, we somehow established that they were jellyfish. They didn't come up with that all on their own. They just be, without assigning any energy to what the heck they are. We gave them the name jellyfish. Just like shamans don't choose to be shamans. And it's not a title that they claim. It's a label that is placed on people who align themselves with their purpose of certain practices that were later on labeled as shamanic. And it's like that authenticity and alignment and transparency is there before you agree to it. It's already there. Until you acknowledge and embrace it, it will antagonize you. Yep. The condor cycles reflection, perspective, and release. Confirmation about doing the release ritual with the fire. Whether it's something that you just do internally and envision it step by step and go through that process sincerely and wholeheartedly. It can also be lighting a prayer candle. It could also be writing people, places, things, situations down on a piece of paper that you no longer, allow and accept applying your energy to, and set it on fire. Like, I'm not even kidding. 10 out of 10 recommend. speaking of tens, they're all over the table, either by being the actual number or by being added together. 8 plus 2 is 10. Tens were also significant in the first video. And here we are with a giant panda. Innocence, gentleness, harmony, and balance. Coming full circle. So, as a reminder, we have all 4 of these elements. And being guided to say that spirit is always present. The element of spirit, the center of everything, is always with us. A return to innocence. Embracing all archetypes and aspects at a core level. From the mother the higher selves to the child self. Giving reverence to all. And we're going to bring in some medicine to draw this to a close. As I said at the beginning that we were going to bring this deck back in for some medicine to draw this to a close. Nourishing medicine. Alternative medicine. Okay. And we're going to bring out 2. We have the corn and the owl. The corn, interestingly enough, yet another number 10. Telling you, I said it in video 1, and I may have said it once or twice in this one, but this is bringing my mind right back to when I said pivotal changes. Groundbreaking changes. So keep planting those seeds. But also beware of shortcuts to your dreams or a fast track being offered to you now. Be especially mindful of your feelings of entitlement or an expectation to get something for nothing. This is a time for gratitude, perseverance, and humility. Be prepared to work towards your goals and plant the seeds of your intentions. Continue to plant seeds of your intentions. Consciously and respectfully release any insecure thoughts of scarcity, feeling that there is not enough, or worry that someone else could take what is yours. Know that the universe will always provide, but you must be in some kind of state of receiving. I don't know, but I haven't read. In some sort of relationship with it in order to receive. You will reap what you sow. Take heart, even if you didn't plant well and have conjured up the illusion of a drought, there is always a new season to begin again. Clarifying the completion card that came out of this deck in part 1. And here we are drawing it to a close with the medicine from the owl. So let's talk about it. Owl guards against self-deception and insists that your motives be pure and transparent to all. What is the message that you are not hearing? The situation you are not seeing with clarity. Owl invites you to wait patiently. Bide your time until it's right to act, then do so decisively with no hesitation or remorse. So the slowing down to be a bit more detail oriented came out in part 1, and that was with the mystical shaman. And here we are, the very next card in procession is the owl. Seriously, number 38 is the mystical shaman, which was the card to come out with the completion card from behind the scenes and unbeknownst to the collective as of yet. And the next one in order, if you watch me go through the description, number 39 is the owl. So I'm also feeling guided to read the entire for the owl. Owl is the master of the night. She can see situations with perfect clarity, more so when it's dark, and is able to discern truth when others are sightless. She helps you find your light and your lightness in the darkest moments of your life and to embrace the night as your ally. Owl can bring you messages from the invisible world. She opens your ears so that you may hear the voices of the ancestors and you may acquire their wisdom and make it your own. Just like I said with this card, deeper connections with your higher selves and your child's self, restoring that innocence through setting deeper intentions and surrendering to that more authentic version of yourself through transparency. 39. Yes. Acquiring their wisdom and making it your own. Look around you, notice every detail, and find the hidden messages brought to you by Owl. Do not SHOOT the messenger. Be grateful to the friend who shows you what you have not wanted to see until now. Observe all the facets of the diamond without judgment. Remember that the facets you dislike are often mirrors of the parts of you that you do not want to recognize. Do not be afraid of the truth, as it will become your compass. Being a truth seeker and a truth bearer, and first and foremost beginning with yourself in terms of that search for truth, you don't have to go far. Matter of fact, you don't have to go anywhere. Just go within. Water your own garden. Tend to your own garden. And to thine own self be true. And in so, you won't even have to think about your level of transparency and honesty with others. Thank you so very much for tuning in, beloveds. Much gratitude and appreciation, and of course, brightest blessings.